Y'all see the title? The State of Lil TJ's Career, man, by the homie Blackie Speaks Now. I seen this on my timeline. I'm like, yo, I gotta watch this with y'all. You feel me? Because y'all already know TJ's one of my favorite artists. You feel me? I've been bumping TJ for about 4 years now. Ever since he dropped Brothers, I've been tuning in to his music. I've been seeing the elevation of Lil TJ's career, you feel me, from when he first started to now. And y'all already know Lil TJ really want to be not a rapper. You know, he claimed himself as an artist. He want to be one of the biggest artists out here, you feel me? And I feel like he definitely have the potential to be one of the biggest artists just because, like, the man keep working, you feel me? Even though he dropped the album a couple months back, you feel me? He haven't been dropping music like that, but the man is still working. He got a song with Cole coming out very soon. You feel me? He just dropped a snippet on his Instagram, and that song, like, crazy, bro. And I just feel like his potential is definitely high, man. So I definitely want to hear what Blackie got to say, man. I definitely respect Blackie's opinion and anything he's talking about when it comes to hip hop. You feel me? So we're going to dive into it. We're going to talk about it, you feel me? This is the homie Lil TJ right here. So y'all know I got to tune in to see what's going on, y'all. So let's see what's up. And yeah, Destined to Win dropped a couple months back. I feel like Destined to Win, personally, is not better than his debut album, True to Myself. I think everybody, well, I'm not going to say everybody. I'm going to speak for myself. I just believe that True to Myself, like mix-wise, lyrical-wise, you feel me, song-wise, it's like the whole project as a whole is better than Destined to Win. Now, when it comes to Destined to Win is not a bad project. You feel me? I just feel like it was a little long. It was a little repetitive towards the end, but he still got some great singles on that project. Like, Calling My Phone hit #1 in the charts. Nobody thought Lil TJ could do that. You feel me? Whole Rich is good. You feel me? Nuff Said is good. What You Want to Do is amazing. You feel me? So he got some good hits on that album, but I feel like, I don't know. I feel like it was something missing when it comes to that album. Like, I feel like it wasn't mixed correctly. The lyrics was a little repetitive. You feel me? So it ain't like, the album is not bad. I still listen to the album to this day. Like I name a couple songs that I still listen to, but True to Myself, the debut album, is just perfect, bro, from top to bottom, man. I don't know, man. TJ did his thing with True to Myself for a fact. And then when it comes to Destined to Win, like, the cover art kind of looked like True to Myself a little bit, you feel me? So it's just like, I don't know. When it comes to his third studio album, I feel like TJ should literally change it up a little bit. For sure. You know what I mean? But like I said, Destined to Win wasn't a bad album, though. You know, a lot of people hated on the album when it first came out, but I see a lot of people who's rocking with it now, you feel me, saying, yeah, it just need a couple listens. I understand. Some albums need a couple listens, you feel me, but True to Myself will always be that album for me, though. I'm gonna just keep it a buck with y'all. But let's see what my boy Blackie got to say, man.
Now, Lil TJ, I've been bumping a lot of Lil TJ's music as of lately, especially this past week, and the other day I thought to myself, what's the state of his career looking like? Because he's been in the game for a little bit of time now, is a pretty established name in the industry, especially in the lane he's in, but from a career perspective, how is he doing? Has he gotten better? Etc. A couple of things to talk about here. So, yeah. Let's talk about it. Now, Lil TJ, I've been a fan of this guy ever since he got in the game, which was back in 2018. I found him through his song Brothers, which is the one that really propelled his entire movement. Before Brothers, though, he did have a song called Resume that came out at the beginning of 2018.
Oh yeah, I forgot. It was Resume. That's the first song I heard from Lil TJ. I always thought Brothers came first and then Resume. Yeah, it was Resume. That's the first song I heard. No. It was Brothers and then it was Resume. Yeah. Brothers definitely gave him that boost, and then you heard Resume and you heard all the other songs, man. Yeah, for sure. I always get mixed up.
2018, which most definitely brought a lot of buzz and attention his way. Let's also not forget Pop Out with Polo, though. That was a big moment for him back then. Although that's the case, TJ was bigger than Polo at the time, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. I think the thing that really stuck out with TJ is the passion aspect of his music. Since day one, you could really hear that he had a lot of hunger within him. He did a really good job at channeling all that energy and putting it.
And that's why I like, I'm not gonna keep pausing like that though, because the video is 10 minutes. But that's what I like about Lil TJ music, because you could definitely hear like this man is passionate. Like when you, especially those songs like Ice Cold, you feel me? The song like Gold, you feel me? Even the EPs on SoundCloud, New Year's resolution, like songs like that is very touching. You feel me? I like music like that, you know. But then you got the turnt songs, you feel me? But yeah, you could definitely hear in his voice, man. And the man is very passionate about his music, and he just want to be great. You can tell, man. But when he said he was bigger than Polo at the time, it's crazy because I found out Polo, like Polo G, I was introduced to Polo G by Little TJ. That's the craziest thing ever. You know, now, looking at it now, I'm just like, damn, Polo G is bigger than Little TJ, yo. For sure, for sure. But think about it. Polo got 3 albums out. TJ got 2. You know what I mean? Like, Polo G dropped back to back to back years. You know, but Polo G is at a stupid rate right now, man. I get it, you know, but I feel like TJ just taking his time though. There ain't nothing wrong with it. He's just taking his time, man. For sure, for sure. But I damn forgot. Like I literally got introduced by Polo G because of Lil TJ, y'all. If you know, you know.
Crazy when you think about it. I think the thing that really stuck out with TJ is the passion aspect of his music. Since day one, you could really hear that he had a lot of hunger within him. He did a really good job at channeling all that energy and putting it into his records, which that obviously had a very positive result. His debut project, True to Myself, came out in October 2019. At the time, Lil TJ had already released a lot of strong records, so strong to the point where he was even before his debut in a really good position. I mean, he had songs like Fuck Niggas, which, you know, at the time was very anticipated. I remember seeing that snippet he put out of him in the studio rapping his ass off.
Bro, this like y'all know how Rap Star was Polo G biggest song, and then everybody was like, yo, Polo, drop this, drop this, drop this, drop this. FN during that time, bro, like niggas couldn't wait until if you remember that time, bro, niggas couldn't wait till TJ to drop this song, bro. I swear niggas would play this snippet over and over and over again, bro. Like, damn.
With the song in the background, I mean, you could just see that this was gonna be a very big moment for him, which it ended up being. The song ended up dropping, and then the music video obviously dropped, and it became Lil TJ's most successful song out at the time. Back to True to Myself though, like I said, his debut album. The project did 45,000 copies in its first week, with 1,000 of those sales being in traditional album sales. I think the overall reception of this project was great. Lil TJ was a very new artist in the industry at the time. Even though he most definitely had his foot in the industry when that came out, it's safe to say that he still was an unfamiliar face, a new artist who we didn't really know what we could or should expect from. Something every single new rapper faces, by the way, especially if they become known before having an entire album out under their name. So it's a plus and a negative. The good thing is people won't have a crazy amount of expectations for your first release because you haven't given them something to chew on that could potentially give them an idea of what to expect. But the negative is you haven't had the chance to prove yourself yet. That first album just pretty much sets the tone for what direction you're going to eventually go in. And for Lil TJ, he did have some heavy hitters before his debut though, which is why I think he had so many people interested in his movement when he eventually took off. And I also think his blow up was pretty convenient. That was around the same time when Roddy took off with Die Young, same with Polo when Finer Things was going crazy. Lil TJ has always been mentioned amongst those names, so him, Roddy, and Polo kind of became the 3 young rappers who were dominating that specific lane. There wasn't a crazy amount of competition in that lane when he was first coming up, if you think about it. Not a lot of young rappers were fully rocking out with that style, and there was obviously a demand for that kind of music, which Lil TJ managed to capitalize on. I knew Lil TJ's future was bright when I put a friend of mine onto True to Myself when it came out, and literally the next day I got a phone call from that same friend where he was ranting for like 20 minutes straight about how impressed he was with the project. Lil TJ I think shines the most when he fully commits himself to that hungry, light storytelling mixed with some melody style. He does a really good job at. Personally, and this is something I've realized about myself, by the way, I just have a soft spot for that kind of sound. And not
yo, me too, my boy, me too. And I forgot to when I was mentioning, oh, I like this type of songs for Lil TJ. I forgot one song of True to Myself. I'm about to tell y'all that right now. Top of My Game and No Escape, bro. Especially No Escape, man. For real, I love when TJ really getting his bag, bro. I don't know, it's just. Like Blackie said, I just got a soft spot for those type of music, man. For real, for real.
spot as in I'm gonna like it every single time.
Exactly.
More so, that's what I really personally enjoy listening to. And when that style is executed very well, it's hard for me to not vibe with it. This is something I think Lil TJ close to perfected on his debut. It's not so much about the lyrics, let alone the storytelling at all. It's about the energy he came with on that project. The way he constructed the songs and embodied that exact vibe he was going for to a T. And this is actually something I think was missing on his latest release. So let's definitely get into that right now. Now, Lil TJ's second studio album, which came out earlier this year, is of course Destined to Win. I'm actually not even really sure what I was expecting from this project. I absolutely loved True to Myself so much to the point where I wasn't sure if he could top it, which I don't think he did, so let's talk about that. First of all, the reception on this one was kinda sour. I don't really like paying attention to what social media has to say about an album since people don't really, it feels like at least, listen to albums like that anymore. Let's keep it 100. People listen in order to be the first person to get their tweet out there so they can get that engagement by any means. Anyway, I digress. But the reception to this one was kind of sour, right? I saw day one Lil TJ fans talking about how they weren't that pleased with this release, and I actually understand why, because I wasn't feeling this one that much. The number one thing I didn't really like about this project is how Lil TJ kind of strayed away from what made him blow up in the first place. He didn't really manage to capture that organic and authentic sound he had on, for example, True to Myself. And that's not to say that he can't go out of his comfort zone and try different things. I'm actually someone who absolutely hates boxing artists in. I really appreciate the crazy amount of ambition Lil TJ has. It seems like he's one of those young rappers who's not content with being in the same place year after year. I can say that because he's definitely at least trying to spread his artistic wings and is tapping into different sounds. Although that's the case, it feels like he had a vision for how he wanted the album to come out, but it sounds like he left behind his uniqueness in the process of making this. Lil TJ does actually have a substantial amount of listeners who tune into him for those R&B records, and judging from Destined to Win, he's clearly determined to cater to the audience. I think the success of Call on My Phone confirms that, but also gives him the incentive to do so. That's a great song, by the way, probably his best R&B record, and he clearly has the capabilities to dominate that lane as well. This song is a really good example of how well Lil TJ can execute that style. However, I think Lil TJ shines the most when he makes records like Fuck Niggas or One Take or Hold On or Goat, which I think is his best song to date, by the way. And the thing about Lil TJ is he has so many different lanes in front of him to dominate. That can a lot of times be very counterproductive because even if you come in the game and blow up off of a specific style or sound of music, most times, like in TJ's case, if you then have a lot of different lanes open for you to jump on, your bread and butter will most likely get left behind in the process of exploring those other lanes. In Lil TJ's case, he's found a lot of success doing what he does, no question. For the record, this conversation is not necessarily about his success because there's not much to discuss there. Obviously a very accomplished young man. I'm more so, at least right now, talking about the subgenre of hip-hop and music in general he chooses to immerse himself in. With that being said, it looks like he made the decision to not fully commit himself to the lane he blew up off of. And that's what I think he kind of failed to do on Destined to Win. There's a very huge audience for Lil TJ to gain through that Call on My Phone kind of sound. Where he excels though, that's a whole nother story. I think Lil TJ is very far from touching any kind of ceiling yet. He's very young, so he hasn't really had enough time in the industry for anybody to count him out. I'd like to see Lil TJ bring in a little more of his roots back on his next release though. That's what his base is really built off of, and I think that's where his heart eventually would take him if he ever reached any kind of artistic block. That aside, numbers wise, he's doing better than ever. I mean, Call on My Phone shot his wave up a couple notches. He obviously has, at least up until this point, a decent catalog that's still bringing in a lot of new fans, so he's doing very well for himself. I guess the question for Lil TJ would be, does that humbling and authentic sound that blew you up still have its place in your career? At some point in every young rapper's career, when they've gotten a lot of accomplishments under their belt in a short amount of time, that hungry and passionate aura they were putting out gets lost in the sauce, which for Lil TJ, I can hear that it has a little bit. I also think Lil TJ is missing the perception of a run. You know, he's on a run, he's really doing it. As an example, Polo has been on a run ever since he got in the game. From Dial Legend to the GOAT to Hall of Fame, Roddy has been on a run. I mean, Antisocial in itself was a back-to-back project full of hits and runs. Lil Durk has been on a run ever since Laugh Now Cry Later came out. Lil Baby was on a run post My Turn. Lil TJ, on the other hand, he's had moments of a lot of accomplishments coming his way, but has never been able to stay on that high. He just hasn't managed to build up a constant stream of momentum.
Nah, that's true. Because TJ will have a momentum, and then you won't hear from bro for like a cool 3, 4, 5 months. Like a man will have, I'm not gonna say a run, but he will have like moments where okay, this nigga's doing well, and the next thing you know, you don't hear from him again until like 5, 4 months later. You feel me? And then Blackie was speaking about like he need to get back to his roots. I honestly believe he should get back to that to that first little TJ when he first came out, like with Brothers, Gold, and etc. I feel like if he could tap in back to that, bro, like nobody could fuck with him if you could get back to that. You know what I mean? I mean, people have their moments where you like, I gotta get back to what made me, you know, popping. You feel what made me, you know, so much money. So I feel like for TJ, I feel like he was trying something new, but I definitely need to get back to like that old TJ. You feel me? Just by the snippet alone that he dropped a couple weeks ago, bro, I feel like he's about to tap into that mode because that snippet. Yeah, I don't understand how many times I replayed that snippet, bro. And there's a couple songs he's still holding on. You feel me? That should have been on Destined to Win that he didn't put on that project that signify him being back to his old roots. You know what I mean? So give little TJ some time. You know what I mean? Like I said, he had moments where he was, you know, doing well, but he stopped his own momentum by just staying quiet or you feel me, not dropping. You know. Come on now, you need to just like Lil Baby, bro. This nigga was on a run. Feel me? I feel like TJ need to do the same too, man. For real, bro. What's up with you, my boy? Come on now.
That's led to him having one of those runs. I think that state of emergency was especially a break in that success and momentum pattern he built up for himself. Post True to Myself, I was not a fan of that project at all. However, I do recognize the intention behind that drop. It was a moment for his city. He brought out all the guys, okay, on that project. So, hey, he gets my respect for putting his city on the map like that. And that was very honorable. All in all, Lil TJ is still doing his thing. I think his overall place in the industry in his particular lane is pretty solid. He's far from falling off like a lot of people have been saying. I don't know what the hell you guys are smoking. I would say that he's stalling growth-wise, not really pushing the boundaries like I know he can, but he ain't falling. Not anytime soon, at least. I don't think Destined to Win made as much of an impact as True to Myself did, so there was a little spark that was missing from that project for sure. Personally, I'm still a Lil TJ fan though. I just think he's really dope. So much more for him to give music-wise, and it's gonna be interesting to see how he keeps on progressing though. But yeah, the state of Lil TJ's...
Everything Blackie was saying, bro, in this video, bro, was all facts, man. This is why I respect Blackie's opinion. You feel me? He's always keeping things 100. And I'm just piggybacking on what he said. Like he's nowhere near of falling off. I don't know what y'all niggas is talking about. Hell no. Just like Blackie said, bro, he's really stalling, taking his time, you know? And there's nothing wrong with that, but when you have like a run with True to Myself and then you pause for a little bit and then you get back to it, the momentum kind of like, it's not there. You feel me? Just like last year, 2020. I understand it was a whole pandemic. Respectfully understand that, but we barely got anything from TJ, bro. He gotta give me that run. You feel me? He gotta give me that run. You know? And for TJ, if you ever watch, you know, Blackie video or one of my videos, I just feel like he go use this as motivation. You feel me? Everything TJC, he used it as motivation, man, and it just makes him go harder. You feel me? So I'm expecting him to go crazy. Like I said, that snippet, I need you to drop that song, my boy, for real. Like, come on, man. You got a couple songs that you holding on that you making me mad, man. Like, it's one of those songs that I know I rock with that didn't even make the album. I'm just like, I'm waiting on it, you feel me? But y'all let me know your thoughts, man. Y'all definitely let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, man. If you enjoyed this, y'all leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'm out of here. Peace.